guys, Payroll Productions 1 here. I'm just going to do a several part series on how to make a paper gun. So part 1 is just going to be making the barrel in action, and then it'll go on from there. So let's start out with what you guys are going to need. First, you're going to need, of course, a pair of scissors, some tape, and some paper. And even if you need it, hard flat surface. So let's begin. First we're gonna start by rolling the piece of paper into a tight circle, but not too tight. You don't want it too tight. And for that we can use a round object. It might help, but you can do it without. So I'm gonna be using this awesome yellow paper. If you like to make it easier, you can take a piece of tape and put it on the edge and then flip it over to where it's facing up, so whenever you're finished rolling it, it'll go right over the tape and stick itself. Now if you were to make like a longer barreled gun, you could obviously do it the other way. Instead of rolling it the long ways, you could do it short ways. Okay, so there's our barrel so far. Now, oops, sorry. Now, what we're gonna do is just finish up taping up the edges. You really want it to be as clean as possible. Okay, so now as you can see, there's really no frayed ends at all. No little minor mess ups. So now we're going to be making the internal workings, which would be the action. The action's relatively simple. All it is just pretty much a tube with another tube in it that can slide. So now we're going to have to make a much tighter roll this time. By the way, if you don't know what the definition of a paper gun is, or don't know what one is, it's pretty much a blowgun or dart gun that's been modeled to look like a real gun. Okay. Now we're just going to test it. Slide it in. First I'm going to tape up these ends. You want it to move pretty freely, but not too freely. Like that seems like it's sliding well enough, right? Really not too much pressure. Let's tape up this end. Sorry for it being so zoomed in. This camera's kind of crappy. Okay, now it can slide pretty freely. We're going to be cutting a lot of this off. So, now, just imagine this is going to be the barrel. So how long do you want the barrel to... The barrel's obviously going to be this long. Where do you want the actual ejector area? Like, I was imagining about right here, and going down to about here. So, little, one edge will be pretty much just cut out the center, and then go back about an inch and a half. And to make this, we're just going to cut where the top would be. Let's cut it halfway through. Like that. As you can see, there's a minor slice in there. And then on the back, wherever you want it, halfway through. And then just cutting out this little slab right, this little tab right here. One. As you can see, it opens up into the barrel. Now, if you wanted to and didn't really want to make an actual ejection, but it looks cooler this way. I mean, the way that we're making it, you could actually just have this just be taped over, and that would work. But that doesn't look very cool, does it? So let's go ahead and finish cutting this off. I hate that how it just like leaves a tab there, but you can clean that up. Now, if you we're gonna be taping tubes to the bottom of this to give the gun make it a little bit taller. But you can put a pencil on that and then tape that tube going across the very bottom, or just have a pencil open along the bottom to make this a little bit more stronger, because as you can see, it bends pretty easily. Once we get everything together, it shouldn't bend too hard. I mean, easily. Now, I guess I can give a little demonstration. So, putting the barrel in, you can see that it goes to the end. Spin around. Goes to the end, right? Get a little bit closer. You can see that there's a little opening there. Whenever it goes back, opens action. And forward to close action. Now this one's going to be a little bit more intricately made. So we're going to actually give it an actual slide instead of just having it open, maybe putting a little nub off the end to pull it back. We're going to actually make a slide for it. And to do that, we're going to have to make a box. It's going to go around this entire thing, down the entire length, and have another piece that goes up from the bottom, connecting to this, and then have the slide connected to this piece. And whenever we pull the slide back, this part comes back with it. We can't just have a circular piece, because then it couldn't be taped down here. You'll understand whenever we get there. Just so you guys can see the finished product, I'll pull out one that I've already made. So here's the finished product. This one I made in white, obviously. This one I didn't feel like making the entire action, but as you can see, it works. Sorry. Works, closes. It has a trigger guard along with the front and a magazine. I got an extended mag for this just because it looks cooler. And there's a bullet, and yes, these do shoot, since you just bullet through here and the bullet will come out. Some of them, if you like fine tune it, it can shoot pretty far, but this one doesn't really. This one's mostly for show. And you can sell these, and people will buy them. I've had a couple people buy them for like $10 or $20 just because they're cool. So pretty much we're finished with this slide at the moment. All we really have to do is make the part that goes to the tapes to the top. So that's end of part 1. Part 2 we'll be starting to give this a little depth. So this area, and it's gonna be really simple. So part 2 is gonna be in the description or in an annotation. See you guys later.